Cool. Well, team, welcome to our Monday night call. And me and Ness are very honoured tonight to be able to talk to you about the first week of the 90-day game plan or 90-day action plan that we all should have our books now and all should be ready to smash out. So first of all, I just want everyone to close their eyes first of all, and we're just going to really set an intention because this is week one. This is week one of the next 90 days of your Isogenics business. So if everyone can just close their eyes, bow your head if you want to, but 90 days, let's really have a think about that. So if you can close your eyes and just remember, guys, I can actually see you all. So, close your eyes and really participate. But I just want you to think about the next 90 days. What do you really want to establish in your life? What do you really want to establish in your business? What do you really want to establish in your relationships with your friends? What do you want to establish in your relationships with your family? What things do you want out of the next 90 days? What things do you want to have in place moving forward? What do you want your bank account to look like in 90 days? What do you want your travel to look like in 90 days? Do you want to be at home? Do you want to be anywhere else in the world? Do you want to be in the South Island of New Zealand, snowboarding in Queenstown? Where do you want to be? Like, where are these places? And really start to think about that. Really start to think about all the things that are going to be possible in the next 90 days. What does your sleep look like? What does your health look like over this next 90 days? Who are you going to meet in this next 90 days? Who are the people that are going to be joining your Isogenics organization? Who are the family members that you want to help get healthy? And last but not least, what are those goals you want to set for yourself? What is the level that you want to exceed? What is the level of your business? What do you want to get paid? Where do you want to be in 90 days? Because please open your eyes. That is really what this whole call is about. Okay, so if everyone could just type something into the chat, like 90 days from now, it can be anything to do with your health, your contribution, your income, your business, you as a leader, whatever, just something that straight away comes to mind in 90 days, just one or two words. So write something in the chat, one or two words in 90 days. What is that thing that you want to have achieved? So I'll just read a couple of these out. So having smashed my first ever IsoBody challenge, awesome. We want to hit 6-star in our business and create 2 more executives. Fantastic. Avoiding a trip home. Boom. Massive things. Communication, executive, reducing debt and helping others do the same. Executive and have a great ass. Boom, Krista. Awesome. Shredded, zero ego, actually completing at this time and inspiring so many. Promote to manager and be on the way to director. Enroll 60 people. I won't read them out all, guys, because there's 27 new messages on there and that might take the rest of this call. But thank you so much for sharing those things with us. If you don't know who we are, we're Calvin and Vanessa. We're from Taranaki. And tonight we're going to be talking about week one of this thing, 90-day game plan, and really establishing our whys. And as hopefully everyone's opened their eyes and no one's fallen asleep on the call. But today we're going to be talking about pages 2 to 13. And that's what we're going to be training on tonight is week one, moving into your 90-day action plan and really setting yourself up for success, setting your next 90 days in Isogenics up for success. So we'll just share a little bit about our story because I think that's really important just moving forward so you know where we're coming from because there's a lot of things that I think will be able to relate to people. So we got started in Isogenics 3 years ago now. June 24th was our 3-year Isoversary. And I got started first and Vanessa got started about 3 weeks
Yeah, 3 weeks after you.
Yeah, 3 weeks after, and she gave me shit for about 3 weeks before she got started, wondering if I was doing, some weird thing. And then she wanted some results when she saw how awesome my results were becoming, and jumped on herself. And my first goal when getting started, I wanted a bit more performance from my sports, a bit more energy, and I really looked at the opportunity as something that could help set me free and help me to do the things that I really wanted to in my life. And my first goal was actually just getting our products paid for. That was really our first goal, well, my first goal. And then when I was able to do that, it was, well, hey, what else can we achieve? And the next goal sort of became, well, we at the time both had full-time jobs, and I always say that we had a part-time relationship but full-time careers, and that's what it really was like, guys. So we were only seeing each other about 10 hours a week, and that really didn't work for us. So our next job was to be able to spend every day together, and 3 years in, that's what we're able to do. So our whys have sort of changed a little bit, and our goals have changed a bit. But yeah, now it's really seeing how far we can take this. So you want to share a little bit about your story so far as well?
Yeah, mine was a little different to Calvin's. I originally started really loving the products and didn't really want much to do with sharing and network marketing. I just didn't really know what it was and what it could create. I didn't see what Calvin saw. And my second month of using the products, I said to Calvin, "Oh, you're getting some income from this. Are you okay to pay for my next shipment, next box?" And he said, "No, get your own paid for." So I actually only started, sharing with a few friends who I thought, would really say yes to me easily, and they started really loving the products as well, which was really cool. And I just kind of gradually saw what this could create for us. I think it really started when I went to the American celebration and saw the magnitude of it. And, so many people just happy and healthy and what they really were creating. And I love that we get to share, our why with you, and the 90-day action plan piece with the why, because, I think for me, when I first started, I was a bit confused about my why, because I had never really thought about what I wanted. I was just living each day content, yes, happy, yes, but I never really dreamed, and I never thought I could have more. So I really, now I can do that, and it's all because of, what Isogenics has given me, mentally, physically, and so I'm really excited about sharing this with you guys and hearing about your reasons why you want to do this. It's exciting.
And just understand, I don't think you really had a massive why at the start, and that is something that, if you don't really have something that's clear cut in your mind right now, that's okay, because that's what the first couple of pages of this book is for. Like, Ness really didn't have a strong why until we went to celebration, and that was 14 months in. Now, guys, I'm not saying that you need to go to an American celebration and have a really breakthrough moment. Mine started straight away. But for Ness, it took a little bit longer. But when we're going to this 90-day action plan, that's the main thing that we want to get right out the way now. So everyone has that clear-cut goal of why they're actually doing this 90 days. Why are you doing it? And so if you can all sort of turn to page 2 in your books, in your 90-day action plan. And Bianca just wrote something really cool in there. Your why doesn't have to be next level intense either. Now, we're not going to fill these out with you. That's something that you guys have to do over this week. But there's some really good questions in there to help you get clear on what that why is. Like I said before at the start, mine was just to get my products paid for. I put this stuff in my body, and I knew that a week later that I was going to be on the Isogenics products for the rest of my life, because that's how it made me feel. Okay, that's really how it made me feel. Now, what do you feel about these products? Do you want to get them paid for through sharing with other people? That was my real big reason of why I wanted to get my products paid for. because I couldn't afford the next month in the current situation I was. So I was like, well, definitely want to get these products for free and well, not free, but earn the money to be able to pay them back from Isogenics. So that was really my big first why, and then that obviously moved into me and Ness spending more time together. But if you have a look at some of the questions on page 2 and page 3, it says, get crystal clear on your why. So know exactly why you're going to be doing these next 90 days. And I'll read you out some of the things that I've put just so you can have an example. So I put, what changes would you make to feel truly fulfilled in your life? Okay, there's a lot of things, but one of mine is completion of goals I set my mind to. So any goal I have in my mind, feeling fulfilled in my life is when I complete my goals and I feel good about completing my goals, and achieving tasks with excellence. So not just achieving something, but achieving tasks with excellence. Just little things like that. Then it moves into if you could improve your lifestyle, what would it take? What would that look like? The next question is, what excites you? What are you passionate about? Okay, so this guy is all stuff that you've got to complete over the next week, okay, before we jump on this next call. So that's one of your tasks to do over the next week, is complete pages 2 to 13. Okay, and there's a bit of reading, a bit of writing, but it's really cool. Is there anyone, if you want to unmute your line and just share, is there anyone that has an idea of what their why is right now? Does anyone have a solid why right now that they would love to share with the group, or something that they want to complete over the next 90 days, a goal, and why they want to complete it? Is there anyone that's open to sharing? Is that Rory?
No, Laura.
Oh, Laura. Oh, hang on. Rory was there as well. Strickers, you go first, and then Rory, you can go, okay?
Mine is being able to afford a flight home, visit home after 3 years of being away, and being able to sit home and a job, and being able to just travel around and see my friends.
Sorry, Laws, you're just cutting out on my end. I don't know if that's me.
I can't hear you. Yeah. It looks like you're breaking up a bit, Laura. I heard travel round.
Well, it was afford the ticket back home as well. I heard that. Is that, maybe type it out in the thing, Laws, in the thing, so we can hear you. Rory, do you want to go, bro?
Yeah. Well, good day, everybody. Well, basically, like, my why ever since I started wanting to build the Isogenics business is to free my immediate family and my extended family of their debt. Like, my mum's got 60,000 mortgage, credit cards, and other families got the same thing. So I've been real slack. I genuinely have. I've been lazy, just really unmotivated. So a big thing for me in this 90 days is to just kick my ass into gear, honestly, and start that residual income where my main goal is to get manager or above in this 90 days. That's my big goal, because that's where I see myself being able to actually start making residual income properly and start just piece by piece and then chunk by chunk paying off my family's debt. So
cool.
Yeah.
So Rory's goal is to manager above, and I've got no doubt that you'll easily get there, Rory. But and his why is because his family has a lot of debt. Okay, and he wants to help and be a part of paying that off. So fantastic, mate, and awesome work, Laura. Has anyone else got something they want to share really quickly? Like one more.
I can.
Yeah, who's that? Simone, go ahead, my dear.
I think similar to Rory's, my goal would be just any rank advancement. So for me, that would be manager. Just for that recognition, I guess. That's one thing that I love about Isogenics is doesn't matter what rank you're after, that you just get that recognition for whatever work you put in. Obviously, the work that you put in at a lower level is quite different to a higher level, but it's still hard for whatever, or, you know, a lot of work for whatever you, you know, whatever level you're at. So I guess that's but it's the work that you do, you know, yourself. So I think that's, you know, that for me, that's quite a big thing.
Awesome. Cool. So your goal is sort of around manager or above, but it's the recognition is the why. That's the reason why you want to get there, is that recognition. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. Because, you know, we've all worked in jobs where you've worked your guts out basically and haven't been, you know, you've probably been kicked in the guts for that work that you've done, you know?
Mm. And totally right. And Isogenics really uplifts it. So, yeah.
I'm really looking into, I guess, like visualizing what it would mean to you when you did get that recognition, and really, you know, visualizing what that would feel like as well was going to drive you over the next 90 days.
So can anyone just chuck in the chat? Can anyone relate to anything like that? Can anyone see any power in everyone who spoke a bit of words? Just put yeah or hell yeah or whatever you want to put in. If you can relate to the three people that just shared, Rory, Simone, and Strickers. Yeah, and if you guys have a look in the chat, like everyone's just can totally relate. So awesome work, guys. Cool. I will just mute everyone again. Cool. Rightio. So that is pages 2 and 3, guys. That's covering off your why. So answer those questions and go through them in your book and really think hard about what you want to achieve and why you want to achieve it over this next 90 days. So, yeah, we'll move on.
Awesome. And cool. So I am going to be going over the second thing that you guys will be doing for the week. And that is having a vision board of some description. Okay, so some people do them in different ways. And, you know, as leaders, we talked about us liking different ways of doing it. So, for example, Adam loves to have something on his phone. So just something that he wants to achieve. It could be your why, your goal, just something that, you know, you've looked over in your book, you've written down. It might be a picture. At the moment, I've got you're a fierce, inspiring leader, just because that's really who I know that I am and I'm going to be every day. So I look to my phone every day, however many times a day. So that really works for me. I've also got a bit of an example here of another vision board that I've done. Some people really like to have that board or something that they can look at that may be in their office or, you know, in their bedroom. So, for example, mine here, Start Ambassador. I've had travel in the world anywhere, anytime, stay in an overwater bungalow. So I've got a few things that are really big and a few things that are like little and small that actually mean a lot to me. So, for example, order whatever Isogenics products I want, not having to limit myself. And also, you know, order anything I want in a cafe, because when I made this board, we were on a bit of a tight budget. So, yeah, that just meant a lot to me. And go on a safari. So, yeah, so some different ideas there that you can do. It may be a physical one. It may be an electronic one. It may be both. But just having a think about, you know, what will work for you and what's going to inspire you.
Yeah, and just like Ness, and like we were saying a bit more about the why piece, one of Ness's goals was to order whatever she wanted at a cafe. Okay, so those are small why things that you can add to your vision board, but it's just about having a plan in front of you. And guys, this is what this first 2 to 13 pages is really the plan for your next 90 days. It's creating that. So all those little things, order whatever Isogenics products you want, because I know Ness can eat about 4 slim cakes a day. So, that's at least 6 boxes of a month that we need to get a slim cake. So, just stuff like that, guys. Small goals that make the big ones. And I think that's really, really important during your Isogenics journey. And just understand our goals as well have changed over time. And that's where it's really cool. Having it electronically, you can change up your goal once you hit it and move on to the next one. Like our goals have changed over time, and so you can make them bigger or smaller or whatever you want to do. So,
yeah. And the important thing about having the why is that over the next 90 days, some parts of it may not look pretty. Some parts of it may be hard. That's just the reality of getting to where you want to be. And so, in those times, that's when it's important to have that why at the forefront of your mind, somewhere that you can just look at it. If you are having those tough times, and you can remember why you're doing this and why you're doing what you're doing, why you're staying up till midnight, why you're going on a call when you don't actually feel like it, you just want to watch a movie or something, you're doing things that are going to carry you on and into that goal. And so that's just why it's so important to really have a clear cut why in your mind.
And with your vision board, obviously that's on the next page, which is page 4. It's really getting some of those things down. So instead of having your why in your head all the time, it's getting some things down onto your phone or onto your vision board. That's really going to help. So that's that part.
Awesome. And all these things, the tasks for the week, we're going to put up in the page as well, just in case you can't remember. But I'd also recommend just writing it down if you have a pen and paper with you as well.
It's page 2 to 13, so it goes through it all in here. So it's cool.
Awesome. So also one part of the book, which I really like, which is on page 6 and 7, is the mindset. So really have a look at these 2 pages and read into them. Read it a couple of times to really have it ingrained in your mind, because the mindset is really important, not just with your business, but in life. Before I started Isogenics, they talk about having a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. I think I was quite stuck in the fixed mindset, even though I didn't think I was. I thought I was an open-minded person, but when I kind of look back now to what I was like, I really don't think I was. So, being able to do a bit of personal development and go to Isogenics event and being around this community really grew my mindset, which I love. But yeah, have a little read about how the mindset can really help you in your business. So when connecting, especially with people, are you making it about yourself or are you making it about them? So if you are fully authentic, if you really actually truly care about, other people and their goals, are you listening or are you doing more of the talking? Your posture, what is your posture like? So just having a little read of that. I think the example here of the 2 mindsets is really cool. And having a think about in the past, what you've done in some different situations. So for example, when connecting, when someone has an objection, are you thinking, oh, okay, I'll just leave that. That's, I'll give up now because they have an objection. Or are you looking to overcome that objection and being in the growth mindset of an objection? Okay, it's just purely a question that you need to answer. When challenges come up in your business, are you complaining about it? Or are you looking at the positives and how you can really strive in that challenge? So I think, first of all, really being aware of it in your mind. So looking at past circumstances, and maybe, over the week, just being really aware of your mindset, of what it does in different situations in your personal life and in your business. And just being aware and thinking about being in that growth mindset of embracing challenges, of persisting in the face of setbacks, and seeing the effort as a path to mastery, learning from criticisms and finding lessons and inspiration in the success of others.
So it's such an important thing, guys, and just understand with this 90-day game plan that Kathy Coover, who's one of the founders of this company, created this 90-day game plan. They're really setting a path, and you may be thinking, like, pages 2 to 13, that's a lot of work or whatever, and that's part to do with that mindset. You might be thinking, I don't want to do pages 2 to 13 right now, but if you've got in that growth mindset, it's, hey, how quickly can I finish pages 2 to 13, or how quickly can I get through this to get on to the next thing, because that's what it's really about. This is designed by Kathy Coover, and it's set up perfectly. First, we've got to understand why we're doing this, okay? Second, we've got to show that why on something. It's got to be visual in front of us. And third, let's talk about the mindset to get us to that next level. So, yeah, cool. You want this part as well? Well, okay.
You're up with the action.
Right, yeah. So it's up to me.
Calvin's up next.
So yeah, obviously this is all about getting into action, guys. 90-day action plan. It's not 90-day sit on your hands plan, okay? So this is 90-day action plan. So what we're doing is really getting into that massive action and really growing our Isogenics businesses. Okay, so one of the big things, and you'll see from pages 9 to 12, it's a bit of reading, but it's really good. And it's talking about when we're sharing and we're connecting with people, if we're connecting authentically. Here's a good quote, actually. If you want a better answer, ask a better question. Okay, so if you want someone to elaborate, just ask a better question or a deeper question when you're connecting with those people. Now, there's 4 steps to connecting. It's got in here, and I'll let you guys read that. But simple as step 1 is listen. Step 2, contact. Step 3 is schedule, and step 4 is share. So it's talking about, finding that relationship with a person, building a relationship. There'll be people in your life that you have an instant relationship with, and really talking to those people and listening to those people effectively, and then building the connection with them, and scheduling into chat to them more about Isogenics. Isogenics just generally comes up in conversations where you'll know that it's the right time to bring it up. And it might just be someone, you're talking to them and they're complaining about the little amounts of sleep they've had, or that they're tired, or that they really want to lose weight, or that they're lacking energy, or they want a 6-pack, all those little things. And, just saying something like, hey, have you ever heard of what I do? It's called Isogenics. And it's amazing how many people haven't heard of Isogenics, guys. And Kathy Coover makes the example whenever she goes to a event in a different location, like if she's in Las Vegas or if she's in Nashville coming up, she always says on stage, hey, I've been talking to 20 people since I got here. And she says, like, maybe 2 of them have heard about Isogenics. 18 people have never heard about Isogenics. So sometimes just talking to people and saying, hey, have you heard about Isogenics? You'll be amazed to find out how many people haven't heard of Isogenics. But just understanding at the start is just connecting, building that relationship. And like I said, there'll be people that you have great relationships with in your network right now, and that you might be just open to straight away talking about Isogenics. So as we move on from those pages, and it talks a little bit about the tools. So let's hold this page up. That is page 11. If you've got your 90-day action plan in front of you, it's talking about the tools. Now, these are the tools to help you with sharing Isogenics, if that makes sense. To being able to send a tool to someone. Okay, there's a really good saying, don't be a tool, like send a tool. Okay, so what it's meaning is like you don't have to explain everything about Isogenics. That's why they spent millions and millions and millions of dollars creating all these awesome tools for you to be able to send to people in your network, people that you're talking to about Isogenics, so they can get the best possible picture. But that takes us into, guys, the really cool part and the really good action thing that we get to set for this week, and that is on page 13. If everyone can go to page 13 in their book, it's about connecting and creating our list. So there'll be some, so I'll just read out some of these. There's a who do you know list, and there'll be some people that you'll know instantly that you can write straight down here. So who is your co-worker, hairdresser? Me, I don't have one, so that's hard out of luck for me. Who's your doctor, your dentist, your chiropractor, realtor, mechanic, dry cleaner, accountant, nail technician, handyman, veterinarian? Who are these people? Write their names down. Who do you know who is health conscious, always tired, entrepreneurial, positive and outgoing, stay-at-home parent, bilingual, an international traveller, a business owner, very active on social media, at your daycare? Now, some of those might apply to you. Some of them might not. Maybe you could do, if you know 2 stay-at-home parents, put 2 of them down instead of someone who is bilingual. Okay, so it might be something like that. But write down names as quickly as possible, and that's who you're going to connect with first, guys. That's who you're going to connect with first about Isogenics. And one of your tasks this week is to reach out to 10 people. Okay, I've just got notes. So one of your tasks is to reach out to 10 people. So pick 10 and connect. This week, your 90-day action plan challenge is to pick 10 people from your list to connect with. When we say connect, we don't mean copying and pasting a templated message to 10 people on Facebook or sending a video without any context. The goal is to build a genuine friendship, and find how you can help before offering a solution. Does that kind of make sense, guys? Let's just get a show of hands of everyone. If you understand, chuck your hand up. Cool. So we're not going out there just to talk to people straight about Isogenics. We're just going out there to develop that relationship. So 10 new people, Nikki, so 10 new people. Yep, 10 new people. Okay, just connecting with 10 new people, not mentioning Isogenics. And Adam just put grow a beard and get a barber. That's a great idea, Adam, but it's not happening. And, so just going out and connecting with 10 new people, and from that list that you're writing down, okay, that's a task. Now, that's the minimum, guys. That's just the minimum for this week. That's one of your tasks to complete. Tom Buzzing did 5 yesterday, so I'll have 15 mates by the end of the week. Awesome, Tom. Legend, bro. And that's what it's about. There's a really good quote in here by Alicia and Lloyd. Actually, I think it's quite perfect for this next part. It said, our intention when connecting is to turn strangers into friends and friends into family. Okay, so their goal going into it is not just to blab to people about Isogenics. It's just to go in there and create that really solid, good friendship. And when the time arises, then they'll talk to people about Isogenics. And the time always arises in any conversation, guys. So, yeah. Do you want to add anything to that?
Nope, that's pretty easy. I think it's 10 minimum. And, if you can do more, of course. But yeah, remember to write it down. When I first started, I was like, oh no, I can remember these people that I talk to. And no, I was very wrong about that. Within a week, I was very confused. So make sure you have the system and write the names down, people you're talking to.
And just talking about your system, that was obviously writing down the people that you've got on here, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, of course. So I just would transfer them into my own little notepad, and just keep a tracker on those people and, who I've talked to about Isogenics and who I need to follow up with as well.
Cool. So just understand, guys, this is all prep stuff. This is, talking to 10 people, that's your action stuff. Pages 2 to 13, that's sort of doing the 90 days, but it's not really. The actual talking to people, that's the actual doing. That's the action. And that's what we really want to be promoting, and that's what we really want to be seeing on this 90 days. So like we said, 10 minimum. If you feel like you're getting on a roll, keep going. And just know to be consistent with it, okay? It's not every person you connect with is going to really want to talk about Isogenics, but it's about developing that good relationship with them. The next page I want you to turn to is page number 32. And it says, plan your work and work your plan. Okay, so what this page is basically a summary of everything that we're going to be covering in those first 13 pages. Okay, so it's really your big plan for what you're going to be doing. And I think that's so important. Like, plan your work and work your plan. Like if you don't, I can't remember the quote, but it's like something about plan to fail, or
fail to plan, plan to fail.
What was that, Jackie?
Fail to plan to fail.
Fail to plan to fail. Okay, and that's really what this page is about. Okay, so you'll see it and write down as yourself. There's a signature at the bottom, but I'll read you guys out to reach my goals. Oh, and just understand, guys, 90 days is October the 8th, Monday, 8th of October. It's actually going to be the Sunday, but Sunday the 7th, but Monday, 8th of October is when we actually finish. When we actually finish the week. So Monday, 8th of October, 4 p.m., that's 90 days from now. So that's the finishing date for the 9-day game plan. So a couple of my top 3 goals for the next 90 days, which is on that page 32, be paid as executive for that whole time, remain at executive. So that's 5 consultants on each side. That's where we want to remain for the whole 90 days. We want to hit the next leadership level of 4-star and help team members to complete their first 90-day action plan. Now, the reason why that's so important for me, helping other people to complete their 90-day action plan, is because I completed my first one way back in 2016. And it wasn't a big 90-day game plan. It was one where I was talking to 2 people a day. Okay, that was my 90-day action plan. But doing that, it got us to director. It also helped us get to 2-star, and it helped us win a trip to Las Vegas, an all expenses paid 5-star trip to Las Vegas during Derby time. Okay, so those were the things that I wanted to complete by talking to 2 to 3 people a day. Okay, I think it was 2 people a day. That was my 90-day plan. But if I could talk to 2 people a day, that means I would have talked to 180 people over those 90 days, and having about 18 people get started. That was my goal back then. Over that time, we also created 6 consultants and got to that director level. Okay, so where are you at with those plans? And so that's really why I want to help so many people establish that 90-day and get into that 90-day mindset for completing their goal, because you can do something on and off again, well, on repeat for about 90 days without stressing yourself out completely. So really push yourself and just do your goals that you've set for your 90 days, whether it be talk to 1 person for the next each day for the next 90 days, or talk to 5 people each day for the next 90 days. Whatever that plan is, make sure you're setting that out right now, and that is that planning to succeed, I guess. Okay, so, and guys, just understand there's a commit and never quit section. I do this business full time now. Me and Vanessa both do this full time. So what our time looks like doing this is like a full time job. And when I mean a full time job, like when we were working our full time jobs, Vanessa some weeks was working 60 or 70 hours a week. I was working 40 plus hours a week. So we feel that having more time to spend on this business and completing those tasks is really massive to our success. So for me, I want to spend 40 to 50 hours per week doing isogenics. Now, it's quite hard for me to put a set number of hours. Like, I don't want to confine myself to a set number of hours, but I know that, guys, if you commit to whatever number you put down, whether it's 2 hours a day, if you know that you work 8 hours or 10 hours a day and you've got 2 hours in the evening amongst kids and sport or whatever that you want to commit to this, then cool, write that down. Really hold your commitment levels to yourself. Like, if that's what you put down, really hold that to yourself.
It may be a time goal or it may be an action goal. So it may be so you've heard of the Calvin talk about 2 new contacts. It could be 2 new contacts, 2 follow-ups, and 2 lots of pouring love into people per day. So making that measurable for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be 222, it could be 333. Okay, it could be more than that. I like to do it like that and make it more action specific, and make sure you're doing those tasks and not, I don't go to sleep until I've finished those tasks.
I like to do it really early in the morning. That's where I find it's best completing the task for me and lines me up for later on in the day. That's cool. So to reach my goals, I will, and I've just put down here, I will help 30 new members get started by Monday the 8th of October, 4 p.m. So that's over the 90 days. Personally develop leaders on my team. We want to develop between 6 to 8 consultants, help 4 new managers, 2 new directors, and 2 new executives throughout our team, and 2 more people that we haven't personally enrolled reach that leadership level of executive as well. So those are just my things, guys. And the most important thing is that you've got to sign it at the bottom. So if you're agreeing to all those things, like Vanessa said, make it measurable and agree to those things and sign it at the bottom. Now, what we're going to do after this call is we're going to create a post, and all the things that we've talked about tonight on our call, all our tasks, so completing pages 2 to 13, completing page 32, writing your list and connecting to 10 people. That's all going to be put up on a post. And once you've done that, just take a picture of this page 32, show that you've connected with 10 people, and show that you completed pages. We don't have to, I guess that's going to be hard to show pages 2 to 13, but this is where it all becomes about you guys. Is that we're not going to chase you up on these things. We're not going to follow up with you to see if you've done these tasks. This is all down to you. We've done these things before, and that's why we've had success. Other leaders on this call have done these things before, and that's why they've had this success. They've completed those 90-day action plans. And so we're not going to chase you up on these things because this is everyone's own journey, everyone's own business, and however you want to work that is fine. But we want to work with people that are really going for this and really want to work at this and achieve their goals over the next 90 days. So that's the reason why we're not going to chase you up. But obviously that post is going to show us that, hey, people are committed and people are up for doing those things. So, everyone's responsibility, hands down. Yeah, that's it, Jack.
Yeah, so everyone's responsibility, but then also a little bit of accountability there if you want it, For me personally, accountability really works for me because, it just does. Like, I know that, if I'm showing people what I'm doing and the team's relying on me, then I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing that task no matter what. So it's there for you. And also just to really, really go on and just say, make sure you please make your goals and your tasks, your actions measurable for you. So Calvin had said his, but remember he doesn't have kids, he's doing it full time. Okay, so think about what you can achieve and what your day looks like and when you can fit it in. because what is important is consistency. So if you're doing a small amount, it could be a small amount, it could be a large amount, but if you're doing that consistently every day, I bet you, I know for a fact you'll achieve your goals. So just if you are confused about that and maybe what you were wondering what may be a reasonable goal for you or a measurable goal for you, please go and contact your leader or your mentor and have a chat to them about it, and just go over with them, what your day looks like and what they think that is you can do, from their experience.
And just understand, guys, this is what we want you to come to us with your plans as well, so we can help you with them. Okay, we've been through this kind of stuff before, and we can give you some experience on what it looks like. So please reach out to create those plans. Isaac just put before, how do you show that? Well, that's where it comes into the last thing we want to talk to you guys about, is on page 37. What Isagenix actually has is a little chart that shows you, your numbers and everything like that. On the other page, on page, what's that, 36, I think it is. At 36 is an example, okay, an example of ticking those off. So if I have a look at it, there's new team members join IsaBody Challenge. The weekly goal they've put down is 10. Initial contacts is 21, so they want to talk to 3 people every day, essentially. Now, then it's got how many people they actually talk to a day, and then what their weekly total was on the other side. So that's the best thing to really show what your week has looked like. So maybe, in that post, you can show what your week has looked like and what your 10 contacts have been throughout the week. Now, guys, like I said again, that's the minimum. 10 is the minimum. If you want to do more, do more. Okay, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If you feel like 10 is an absolute stretch for you, and you bust through that barrier and make 10 contacts happen, 10 new connections happen, good on you. Like, well done. I'm not here to tell you how little you can do or how many you can do, but we expect 10 to be the minimum that you talk to. Some of you may talk to 20 or 30 this week. That's awesome. Okay, just understand 10's the minimum to show that you're actually doing that action and actually working closer towards your goal.
And I think it's really cool to have this planner as well, because in the beginning, you may have, not been filling up that funnel of people. So at the beginning, your enrollments may be quite slow because, you're just really filling up the funnel, talking to those people and building those relationships. So in reality, you may not be getting too many enrollments, rank advancements or anything like that. Great if you are, but in reality, that may just not be the case. And so it's really cool to have this planner and see the progression of that, week to week. And if you are doing consistent action, then you'll see your enrollments go up. You'll see your rank advancements go up. So I think the weekly tracker is really, really cool, but don't be disheartened at the start if you're not being able to fill in some of those sections. It's okay.
So obviously, if you've never enrolled anyone, if you've never helped anyone else get started, so customer appreciation, team member recognition, that might not be your team member. That might be recognizing someone else that you feel has really helped you out on this journey, and just say, hey, thanks for that. That's a big part of this Isagenix journey. We're all here to help each other and move along. And so, doing these things in the action planner are really good. So try and tick as many boxes as you can. That's the big thing. And that is pretty much all we're going to cover tonight, guys. It's a lot of stuff to cover, and it'll all be in our post, but I'll just recap it really quickly for you. So at the start is pages 2 to 13. Okay, filling out about your why, understanding your mindset, understanding your list, and going through those pages and really reading them. There's one really good page I just want to go back to, and it's just after the vision board, and it's a business that fits your life. And it talks about 80% income producing activities and 20% personal and team development. Now, just understand, something like talking to someone or connecting with someone is an income producing activity, guys. Okay, doing a commenting on people's posts on Facebook isn't an income producing activity. Okay, so just understanding what those kind of things are, the differences between them are, and what's more important to be doing in your business. Number one thing, guys, number one thing you need to be doing is talking to people. Okay, number one thing. That should be the number one thing you do before anything else on this journey is talking to people, making those connections, making those relationships.
Sometimes we can go off track, and I think, I don't know if it's like being a woman, I don't know, but I, throughout the journey, sometimes I'll get sidetracked by certain things. I've been, oh no, I've got to listen to this. I've got to, write something about my why, or I've got to, make a new page, or I've got to do this and that. And I'm literally just sidetracking myself from actually talking to people and actually doing things that are going to progress me in the business. So Calvin's really good person to remind me of that. Well, are you talking to people? That's all you got to do. So, if you ever need that reminder, come to Cal. But yeah, it's literally, it's all you got to do, and that tracker will help you out with that.
Yeah. And Adam said, yep, it's because you are a woman. I don't think it's because you're a woman that you go off track. And this is like one of those people who's just like, oh, butterfly, yeah. No.
Oh, okay, sorry, that sounded real sexy. I didn't mean it like that.
No, it's about keeping on task, guys, and doing those things that actually get you paid. That's why you're doing Isagenix business, to get you paid in some way, shape, or form. Okay, that's really it. You want some money for helping other people get healthy. That's what Isagenix is about. So just recapping, pages 2 to 13. Okay, pages 2 to 13, you've got to complete them. Page 32 for your signature and your commitments. Your list, which is on page 13, creating that list and talking to 10 people. If you want to talk to more, talk to more. That's up to you. 10's the minimum. And using those trackers to help you, using those trackers and ticking the boxes off every day to help you along your journey. We're going to write all this stuff in a post, guys. So if you feel a little bit lost, that's okay. But this is all the admin stuff for really smashing this out. And I suggest the quicker you do this, doesn't take very long, but it just takes your concentration. So
and once you look at the book, if you haven't already, it'll make a lot more sense to you what we're talking about. But personally for me, I'm going to go in and finish the rest of my why mindset and that kind of thing tonight. So tomorrow I can just start off the day by getting into action and talking to people.
And Bianca just hit the nail on the head. Just follow your book and you'll be sweet. Mm-hmm. That's very Kiwi of you, Bianca. So I absolutely love it. And that's how easy it is, guys. Follow your book and you'll be sweet. Okay? Rightio. So is there anyone that wants to, we've got about 5 to 6 minutes left. Did anyone want to open up their line and just share what their why is and maybe their goal for the next 90 days? I'd love to hear a few more shares. We want to see you get.
Can I quickly jump in, Calvo?
You can, Lindsay.
You legends. And just before everyone shares their why, just so you guys know, these Monday night calls throughout the rest of the 90 days, someone's going to be leading a specific topic that's at the perfect timing of your 90-day game plan book. So every week, it'll either be Calvin Ness again, or myself, or Bianca, or Sam Anderton, or Corin and Steve, and Josh and Sarah, etc. We're going to be taking all of the team through the topics and the homework of the week. So we're going to all be going through this 90 days together. So next Monday, we'll be at the different stage in the book, going through it together and progressing together. And so if there's any confusion, just reach out, because we're all going through this at the same time together. But I just wanted to jam that. But you guys share your whys.
Awesome, bro. Thank you so much for that, and 100% spot on, Edsy. It's all about helping you guys to get the most out of this. That's what these Monday nights are going to be about. So yeah, does anyone want to go and share their why, what they're planning for the next 90 days, or is filled in that first
Or ask any
first 13
questions?
pages? Or any questions you may have?
I was just going to say one thing, Calvo.
Mm-hmm.
Could we just all make sure that we bring our 90-day game plans and a notebook to each call as well, the same notebook? So if you have made any notes, or if we've asked you questions to bring back to the next call or whatever, you've got it in the same notebook, so we can call on any single person on this call to practice or do anything like that. So same notebook, 90-day action plan, and a pen ready at every call. That would be amazing.
Boom. Cheers, Joshy.
Can I say my why?
Yeah, go Alice. I'd love to hear it.
Hey guys. So I've been thinking a lot, and as some of you know, I've kind of been having quite an up and down journey with my business and Isagenix. I've done 90-day game plans before, and it's always been really great. So my why for this next 3 months is to really learn how to be consistent and how to have a positive and consistent mindset over time, to grow my leadership in terms of, really encouraging new people. But I think first and foremost is just to consolidate my own belief in myself, first and foremost, and that I can do this, and also in my health. So I've just been having some new issues come up. So I just want to shut the door. Sorry, Isagenix is incredible when you first start. For those of you who don't know, I've lost 12 kgs in my journey. I've been taking Isagenix for 17 months. And then recently I've been dealing with a lot of back pain. So it's like something else that's come up for me. I've been getting some treatment, which is really exciting, but it's like learning from a new chiropractor and already just starting to feel so much better and amazing. But again, just, for me, it's just an opportunity. It's just interesting because I wanted to share a little bit about Camille. So Camille said, how many hours as a mum? I've never cracked this as a mum, to be honest with you. It's a freaking moving feast. Every week is different. Every day is different. I'm now on 2 weeks holiday again with a child that's not at school. So my routines and rhythms go out the window again. So I was wanting to say what I want to do this time is really track it from action, not track it from hours. Like, I'm not going to say I've got 5 hours to sit down behind my computer and do Isagenix today, because that's how I need to do my work. It's how I've always worked. But it's like Isagenix is a lifestyle. And you've got to be living your life and speaking and leading and fitting it all into the pockets of your time. And I was just so I just really want to learn how I can make it work consistently over time, so that I can have the confidence to share that with other young mums and say, hey, this is something that can really work, and I'll show you how to do it. Just crack that chestnut.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. And just a couple of things I got from that was, really, showing your leadership more and having that consistency. That was 2 things that really stood out for me. So thank you so much for sharing that. Awesome.
And working from action, not from hours, which can actually benefit not only just mums, everybody, and it's obviously perfect for parents. So on that sheet of accountability and commitment, you could cross out the hours and just put in your action plan.
Yeah, I remember Adam and Bianca saying that a while ago, and other people have said it as well. But you're not building this lifestyle to have it be a job. Like, it's not a job. Isagenix is not a job. And if we go in with the job mindset, that's how we'll treat. And I know, Calvin, you said you're replacing your 40 hours that you would have spent at work doing Isagenix. That's cool too. But it's like to almost like try and how would you say that? Like, look from the action. And if you get your actions, it's what Andrew Logan said, if you get your actions done really fast, if you get your 5 connections done every day, then you've got the rest of the day to do other stuff, to live your life.
And that's so true. And I just want to appreciate you for sharing that, because it could take you 10 hours to do your 5 contacts, or it could take you 1 hour. It's all dependent on you.
I guarantee if you put 10 hours of Isagenix work, it'll take you 10 hours to do 5 contacts.
Yeah, exactly. So,
can I share next, Dylan?
Yeah, cool. We've got time for one more. So who was that? Was that you, Sammy?
Yeah, I'll jump in. Well inspired by all of those whys, man. Thanks for sharing, guys. I got heaps out of that. So I just thought I'd throw mine out there because I haven't declared it to the team in a while. I got lured into that false sense of, I've been doing this for 3.5 years. Nobody wants to hear my why. So I'm just going to fire it out there anyway. And I hope all 61 of you will hold me accountable to this. So my why for this is to prove to myself that I can indeed be a leader to people, because my whole life I've been easily led and I've been a follower. And so I want to, for once in my life, feel that I am somebody who people can look up to and rely on. Because also, like, one of my other weaknesses in life is piss poor timekeeping skills and no integrity when it comes to honoring my word. And so, so my why for this is to basically be somebody that people can rely on when he says he's going to do something, rather than letting people down and have somebody feel like, oh, well, that's just Sam, he's always got his head in the clouds kind of thing. So that's my why. And then quickly want to share my goal with you as well. And my goal is to get back to paid as executive and stay there in the next 90 days, and also to get to the top 6 income earners in the UK, and also create an executive in the next 90 days. That's my goal. So thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Sammy. And that's freaking awesome, bro. And one thing that really I got from that was, being that person that people can rely on. That's massive, bro. Like, awesome stuff. Thank you so much for sharing.
And believing in yourself that you're a leader, because we all see you as one.
So definitely believe in yourself. Hey, thank you so much for week 1. Cool, guys. We'll be back same time next week. I think the man, Sammy Anderton, will be taking you for the next pages of your book and exactly what we're going to be covering next week. So thank you so much. You've got a bit to do this week, but as quickly as you get it done, the more you're going to start progressing through this 90 days. And I just can't wait to see some of the 10 contacts that you guys get through, So there's going to be some absolutely awesome people that I know that you guys will be contacting. So thank you very much. Lots of love from us, guys. And we will see you throughout the week. And, remember, if you're struggling with anything, just reach out to whoever got you started. So cheers, guys.
Love you guys.
Stay safe.
Matewa. Lots of love. Cheers, legend.